All right, Bree asked, what does the process look like when you actually sell your agency? So the first thing is an acquirer is going to reach out to you and ask you a number of different questions. And they're just trying to get a baseline to figure out, am I going to give you a letter of intent, which will basically give you an idea of what they evaluate your agency worth and kind of a high level structure of a deal. So it may be like, I evaluate your agency at 5 million. I'll give you $1 million cash up front. The other 4 million will be tied up in equity and an earn out over time, something like that. And you have to be happy with the letter of intent. If you're not happy with the letter of intent, you don't want to go to the due diligence phase because it's going to be a waste of time, okay? And so you want to kind of negotiate back and forth and be like, well, how'd you come up with that valuation, that kind of stuff. The other thing I want to tell you is when you actually start going through an acquisition process, whatever the acquirer asks you, ask them back. A lot of people do not know that, and they do not ask the right questions. They're just so excited someone wants to give them a bag of money. They're like, cool. And sometimes they're just prying to figure out, what's your strategy and who are some of your clients. So you got to be careful. And one of the things that I would recommend you do is set up an escrow account or have them set up an escrow account saying, hey, after the letter of intent. So let's say you agree on the $1 million cash up front and then 4 million over time in equity. Well, what I would do is I would say, well, let's put 25 or 50,000 in escrow. If everything you asked me so far is true when you actually start going through everything and you back out, we keep the escrow. And then if it does go through, then you get that money back, all right? And it just keeps a lot of the time wasters at bay. And you'll see if they're really serious, okay? So after the letter of intent and you start going through the due diligence phase, then they'll actually draft up kind of a term sheet. This is the legal document. This is telling you everything. And what you're really looking for is kind of cash up front. And the one thing I'll tell you, be happy with the guaranteed cash. Expect kind of the earn out, the equity, all that it won't ever happen. If it happens, great. But I want you to be happy with the cash because a lot of people, they'll get a $5 million valuation, they'll sell their agency, but they only got like 100,000 in cash. And then they never see the other $4.9 million, okay? It's happened to so many people. So just be happy with the cash up front. And you have to figure out why you're selling as well. So then after the term sheet, then you're sold. And then you got to figure out, am I staying on with the acquirer? What do I need to do? Am I going to have a non-compete? All that other stuff. And then you can actually celebrate because congratulations, you just sold your agency. Now what? I struggled with 2 years trying to figure out what the heck am I going to do next. I was just lucky enough that a lot of you reached out for help and I truly loved it. I want you to join the conversation. Make sure you comment and subscribe. Thanks for giving me your most valuable asset, your time.